Hey y'all, I'm Rylan. Welcome to my channel. I am super excited, and also my mind is kind of blown over the fact that we are already at the end of the first month of 2024. But because we're at the end of the first month of 2024, that means that I get to do my very first book haul of the year. If you're new to my channel or haven't seen my book haul videos, every month in 2023 I did an end of month book haul and book budgeting wrap up where I showed you all the books I got, talked honestly about my spending habits, and tried to see if I could stay underneath my book budget. My book budget last year was $150 every month spent on books / subscriptions, and the books that I unhauled filtered back into that dollar amount that I could spend on buying new books. Same budget number this year, same rules, and I think this year might hopefully be even better than last year. I wasn't perfect last year, but the months during which I failed, I was honest about that, and I told y'all how much I went over my book buying budget. I think this year hopefully will be better than that. I think I did 8 out of 12 months underneath my book budget. 4 I believe were over, but that's not bad, I don't think personally. But I'm very excited to talk about my January book budget stats and my book haul. A lot of these I will say I was using gift cards from Christmas / my birthday for, so I did officially stick underneath my book buying budget because of these gifts that I had to spend this month. But we'll go ahead and dive into the books in a second. As per usual, I'll go ahead and talk about my subscriptions first, share what I spent on those this month, and I'll give y'all my total numbers as well. Let me pull up my list on my phone. All right, the list looks pretty long for what I hauled, but really a lot of those were $0, 0 cents because I had gift cards. I also had some special editions, or a special edition come in that I paid for months ago, so that's exciting. But let's go ahead and dive into my total spending for the month, and then I'll share my subscriptions with y'all. So before my book unhauling, which I had a great unhaul month this month, I will say, I spent $289.37. I made $176.56 with my unhaul. So drum roll please. My book budget every month is supposed to be $150. This month, in the month of January, I only spent $112.81. Round of applause for Rylan because she had some self-control kind of this month. I do have quite a stack of books though to share with y'all today. I have them kind of split up into genres. Well, not really. I mean, there's pretty much 2 genres here, or mostly one genre and then a couple of random stragglers, but I need to share my subscriptions first. So I have several Bookish subscriptions, several romance ones. I did skip one this month, which is good, and I did get my book of the month subscription back this month. We'll see if I keep it, but I was charged for that this month as well. So first subscription, as per usual, is Bookish box, which I guess is changing this year to the Darkly box because I have the adult subscription, and I spent $48 on that box. Next, I renewed my Eternal Embers subscription. I also swapped over to their hardback option, which is a little bit more expensive. So that box was, sorry, I hear the airplane. I'm sure you guys do too. Okay, we're good now. My Eternal Embers box was $74.99. I skipped my Probably Smut box. I wasn't super interested in the January pick, so I jumped over that one, saved a couple bucks, which is good. My Romance Reveal box was $33.90. My Audible subscription renewed for $6.35. I don't know how, but I have a discounted subscription for the next couple of months, which I guess is good. And then finally, my Book of the Month subscription renewed for $17.47. Yeah, that was a quick rundown of my subscriptions. I do have a lot. Some of them I do skip occasionally. One of my subscriptions is bi-monthly Bell Book Box, so I was not renewed for it this month, which is good. Let's go ahead and just dive into these books that I got in the month of January. I'm excited about all of them. I've actually already read 1, 2, 3, 3 of the books that I got, so that's good. Better than some months when I've not read any of the books that I acquired. But let's go ahead and talk about the random books that are not romance, because there is a small stack of those. Also, I have to keep looking down at my phone because I have all of like the costs on here, so I apologize. But the first book that I have here is The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the 3rd book in the Inheritance Game series. I own the first 2 already. Got this book for $0.00 since I had it as a gift card, or since I got it on a gift card. Excited to read this. I plan to do a binging vlog where I binge the first 3 books in the series. I know there's like a spin-off for a 4th book about the brothers, but I'll just be focusing on books 1 through 3. Again, excited about this. I love the first book. Cannot wait to read the 2nd one and the 3rd one, but I do plan to do some sort of vlog for this, hopefully. So $0 and 0 cents on that one. I also, let's see, let's do this one next. I am a part of an in-person book club here in Nashville that is hosted by one of the indie bookstores that I go to pretty consistently, I would say, probably too consistently, and I'm a part of their Unlikable Female Characters book club, and February's pick is Hot Springs Drive by Lindsay Hunter, so I went ahead and bought that one so I could read it in February. But the day that I purchased this, I also got a free ARC. I got an ARC because they had a bunch, and I got an ARC of a YA dystopian book, I believe it's dystopian, called Snow Globe. It's a translated work. It sounds super interesting about this world, I guess, where everybody lives underneath a dome. I don't know, it sounds super interesting. Not my typical genre anymore, but they were doing blind date with an ARC, and if you spent 20 bucks, you could pick out an ARC while supplies lasted. I got there right after they opened, so I picked out a YA one, and super excited about both of these. $29.49 on the one book, and then of course the ARC that was gifted to me by them. $29.50, sorry. Okay, I also got a book of poetry for a poetry vlog. Don't judge me, I'm excited to read it. I haven't heard the best things about it, but as somebody who's a newbie to poetry, I've got no experience, so I think it might be a good book, to me at least. I got Pretty Boys Are Poisonous by Megan Fox on Pango for $14.92. Haven't seen any of Megan Fox's movies or anything like that. I see some of her reels sometimes with the guy that she is with or used to be with, don't know anymore. But I'm doing a poetry vlog. I'm gonna dive into this one this week. I think it'll be fun, if not painful, and that's all that I have about that one. The last 2 books that I got I actually purchased with gift cards as well, with a romance, so I'll go ahead and share all of those together. But I went to Barnes & Noble when I was back home and got 3 books, and after gift cards I spent $23.55 on them, I think. $3.55. So first I got Unholy Terrors by Lyndell Clipstone. This is a new fantasy standalone. I read this author's debut and loved it and want to continue supporting the author, so I grabbed this one when I saw it in the store. I also got Black Widows by Kate Quinn. This is a thriller. I just read The Clinic by this author. This was the author's debut. I love The Clinic. I had a NetGalley arc of it, did it for a reading vlog, and saw this in the bookstore and said, we're gonna buy it because The Clinic was super fun, super great. I'll have that vlog tagged above, but another, I think, twisty thriller is what I'll be getting myself into, hopefully sooner rather than later. And then the last book that I got in that Barnes & Noble haul was Heartless by Elsie Silver. I read Flawless for Stasia's birthday or Christmas gift a couple weeks ago and really enjoyed it, so I do want to continue on with this series. And then naturally the rest of these books are romance. I'll go ahead and share the 2 that I did not spend money on this month first. So I was traveling back from Ohio a couple weekends ago, and there's this little free library that I drive by on my way back down here from home, and there is an out-of-print edition of Flawless by Elsie Silver. So I grabbed it and I ran, kind of. Yeah, I ran. I pretty much ran. I was super excited when I saw it. I just kind of glanced and I was like, wait, what is this? So super excited about this one. Don't know what to say about it. Why am I not sure what's happening now? I've already read this book, really enjoyed it. I have the Bloom edition on my bookshelves, but when I saw this, I decided that I wanted to have 2 copies, so got this one as well. And then I also got, I don't know, one of the summer boxes, I think, for the Bookish box adult subscription, which was The Spanish Love Deception by Alina Armas, and I think it's beautiful. I love the inside of the dust jacket, but the paper is like ripping if I turn it to this side of the cover, so I have the nature side, which is fine, but it's not as pretty as the other side. But yeah, I didn't spend any money on this book this month because it finally came in the mail, thankfully, after probably 6 months of waiting for it, but it's fine. Everything is great. Okay, let's see what's next. I actually don't have all that much left. Okay. All right, the next 2 books are the books that I got in my romance reveal box. The first one was Cross-Checked Hearts, which is a hockey romance. And the second is a book called Always the One for Me. I've heard of the Callie Mel before. Haven't heard of this other book, but I think they'll be fun. I have a little shelf on my rolling cart that's going to be exclusively for romance reveal books, so hopefully I get to these sooner rather than later. And then I got 2 romances by authors I'm gonna go see later this year at an overnight convention, which I'm super excited about. It's my first one. It's a smaller one out in Knoxville with some indie authors, and I got Steal Me by India R. Adams. This is a friends to lovers romance, I believe. It's beautiful. I'm super excited to read it. And then I also got The Hate Vow by C. Hallman. I have heard of both of these authors before at this convention, so I wanted to grab their books, try them out, and then I'll plan to purchase 1 or 2 books every month for the convention as well, and hopefully read some new authors before I go over there. All right, we're almost done. Actually, not as many books as I thought there were going to be. The next set that I have is the Avalon Bay series by L. Kennedy. I got these books. One, I read the first one in the series and really enjoyed it. Second, I'm doing a reading vlog coming up with one of the books in the series, which is not in here right now, but I spent $9 on this collection, I believe, after a gift card that I had. $9.82. So I got Good Girl Complex, Bad Girl Reputation, and The Summer Girl by L. Kennedy. $9.82 with gift cards. Can't complain about that, and cannot wait to continue on with this series. And then finally, I discovered one of my 2024 favorite books, I think, within the first 3 weeks of January. I had a NetGalley arc of it. This is a book that came out months ago. Loved it. Needed a physical copy, so I bought one for $6.73, which is a steal. And that book is This May End Badly by Samantha Markham. This is a YA contemporary romance. Chef's kiss. I loved it. I teared up. I was laughing. I was annoyed. And I was just obsessed with these characters. So I grabbed this book as well. I 100% forgot to add The Fury to this list for this month, but I did get this in the mail. I pre-ordered it months ago. 25% off. I don't know how much I spent on it exactly at this point, but this is one of my favorite authors, Alex Michaelides, and super excited for this book. I've been keeping an eye on his Instagram page for years now, it feels like. Have loved The Silent Patient and The Maidens, and I'm super excited to pick this one up. I know that I spent less than $28.99 because I got it during a 25% off pre-order sale. So even with this book added on, I am still underneath my $150 book buying goal, which is great. I'll take it. Super excited. I also found out that this edition, or this copy, is signed, so I'm like, well, never getting rid of this, because I genuinely loved The Silent Patient, but I personally loved The Maidens even more. So I probably have too high of expectations for this book, but I really hope that the author does not let me down, because I have high hopes. I also plan to do a reading vlog with this book and rereading The Silent Patient and The Maidens, so keep an eye out for that. Hopefully coming out by the end of February or early March. We'll see. But that's my hope. But yeah, those are all the books I think that I got in the month of January. Not too bad. I was like, what month is it? What month was it? Not too bad, I don't think. I think we did pretty good spending wise, definitely good. Any month that is underneath my book buying budget is a good month, so I can't be upset about that at all. But if you have read any of these books, feel free to comment down below and let me know your thoughts on them. I have, thankfully, surprisingly already read a couple of them, which is great. Hopefully I'll be able to read more this upcoming month in February. 2 of them are on my hopefuls, I guess, kind of list to get to for various vlogs and things like that, but I do hope to get to the other ones in a timely manner this year. But that is all that I have for this book haul video. If you hauled as well any fun books in the month of January, feel free to comment down below and let me know what they were. I would love to hear all the books that you guys are collecting yourselves. But that's all that I have for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.